We meet. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. First item will be the AP warrant number 22 in the amount of $27,728.91.
I make a motion that we pay AP warrant number 22 in the amount of $27,728.91.
I second that motion. So it's been moved and seconded to pay AP warrant number 22 in the amount of $27,728.91. Is there any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, all in favor? Next item on the agenda is
Payroll.
Yeah. Payroll journal number 400, amount of $8,596.91.
I'll move that we pay payroll journal number 400 in the amount of $8,596.91.
Second.
Seconded to pay payroll journal number 400 in the amount of $8,596.91. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Next item on the agenda is the select board minutes of March 25th, 6:30 regular meeting.
I'll move that we accept the minutes of March 25th as printed.
I second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the minutes of March 25th as written. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Andy, when you finish signing, would you send this back to me so that I can reference those as we go further on the meeting?
Yep.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is public comment on a non-agenda item. It's an opportunity for any resident of the town of Pownell who's not on the agenda to step forward to the microphone and be heard. Is there anybody who would like to be heard? Okay, step forward.
My name's Shane Brady from Allen Road. I started a petition to get the sale of map 9 lot 43 on the warrant. It requires 109 signatures. Is that something you guys want completed before the 60-day deadline, or?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure I understand what kind of question you're asking. There are requirements to a petition.
Right, which you
Petition includes a certain number of signatures, which you determined to be 109 through the help of Ms. Chase.
yeah,
They do need to come in within a 60-day time.
yeah, but it's gonna be presented before the select board.
Is
Before
it
that,
completed?
not the completed signatures. I only did Allen Road and Pickett Road and gathered
When
25.
you get it done, just bring it in. You'll be completed. That'll be fine. I'm sorry, I didn't
Okay.
understand your question.
Okay, so the deadline is before the next select board meeting. So the select board won't be able to vote on it.
You drop them off to Ms. Chase. She
Yeah.
will call us. We'll come in, have a emergency select board meeting. We'll ratify them.
Okay.
But we wouldn't have done that unless you came and petitioned the board, unless there's any
Right.
objection to that. Andy?
No, I'm fine with it.
Get it all filled out.
Yeah, they do by like the 17th, I think. So,
Perfect. Just tell Becky we'll come in.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other resident from the town of Pownell like to step forward and be heard at this time? Seeing none, next item is department head reports. All department head reports can be viewed on the website. You click on the department and the report is there. Is there any select board member that wishes to talk in person with any department head at this time, questioning their report.
I don't, but I would like to give kudos to both the fire rescue department and our public works department. They did tremendous duty throughout these storms and were
Second,
fantastic.
really, really incredible job. Okay, then we'll skip down to select board report. Nothing there. Perfect. Under new business, I am going to, because Becky's not here, I'm going to just revise the agenda a bit. I'm gonna put, the reporting out of the workshop for the credit enhancement agreement with Estabrook's first before our draft warrant review, and I'll put the conservation easement second in front of our draft warrant. That way we can get people who might not want to linger through that. So the first item under new business will be public hearing, credit enhancement agreement, Estabrook's, and reporting out from the workshop. We gave homework to any person who from different committees, from the budget committee, from the capital projects committee, from, who else is there? The economic sustainability committee. Is there any comment that anybody from that committee would like to render at this meeting? We received Bo Chesney's email with his recommendation. Is there any further recommendation? Seeing none, then I'm going to move that we put the credit enhancement agreement for Estabrook's on the calendar for April 22nd for our public hearing, and we will set up a time, an executive session before that to meet with, guess I have to say this legally, to meet with Chandler Brook Properties LLC and the select board to just work out the details of the credit enhancement agreement. We need to vote on that if that's acceptable. Is there any discussion? April 22nd.
I'll move that we have the public hearing on April 22nd and meet prior to with Chandler Brook Properties LLC in executive session.
And you will ask Ms. Chase to set up a meeting at
I will.
to include Isabella.
Yes.
Would you like to second that one?
I second that.
Been moved and seconded to set up a public hearing for the credit enhancement agreement with Chandler Brook Properties LLC on the 22nd. At what time, Andy, do you want that to be? 6 o'clock?
Yeah, 6 o'clock's fine.
6 o'clock. Any further discussion? All in favor? So moved. So, we will get. Okay, good. All right. Next item on the agenda is, I knew I was gonna get lost here. A conservation easement. For Elmwood Town Woodlands. Panel, we have received a amended agreement. So it has to be reviewed and approved again by the select board. Mr. Stearns or Matt, would you like to just talk about the amendment to the agreement?
I'm not sure what the amendment is. We voted on it.
And then there was some additional information. That is an amendment to the agreement, so. You just probably should report out at this meeting. Alan, would you step up to just mention who you are so it can be recorded for posterity?
Good evening, Alan Stearns, with the Royal River Conservation Trust. to my knowledge, since the select board last met, the Conservation Commission met and voted formally in support of the draft conservation easement that has been reviewed by the select board for a number of months. The only change since that meeting of the select board is that we finished the document merely by inserting the legal description, the legal citations. So no change in substance whatever, whatsoever. So I sent that this morning or this weekend to the select board and to a few others. But that document now gives all of the legal and survey citations.
Great. That is an amendment, so we just need to have that cited in our minutes.
Yep, good. Yep.
So do we understand that it's just the legal citations and nothing of substance has changed?
Yes.
So that, Indy, would you move to accept the amended?
I will move to accept the amended conservation easement.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the amended conservation easement between Rover Land Trust and the town of Pownell for the Elmwood Town Woodlands. Any further discussion? All in favor? So I'm going to move that we hold no, we don't need it. Yes, we do. This will be on the April 29th public hearing. Is that acceptable? Perfect. April 29th. All right, good. Next item on the agenda is the, let's just go through some of this stuff. Freeport Scholarship warrant article. Andy, if you recall, there was a presentation by Stephanie Payne
Yes.
asking for $10,000. We voted on it last meeting. It was a 1-1 meeting, 1-1 vote. Ms. Chase says that it was tabled after that time. I don't recall it being tabled. I recall it being defeated, but I will defer to Becky because I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm going to move once again that we approve $10,000 for the Freeport Scholarship warrant article. Is there a second? Seeing none, the motion is denied, so that will be not carried on the warrant. Next item is the Sweetser donation request. You have that in your packet. We have always taken submissions for warrant articles for donations to nonprofits. We typically have supported Freeport Community Services for majority of our nonprofit. Does anybody want to make a motion to put the Sweetser request on the town warrant?
I do not.
Then pass that by. Next item on the agenda is the quitclaim deed, map 8, lot 23, Chandler Brook Properties LLC. I have it before me. Do you have a copy of this? in front of you? Perfect. So the town attorney has reviewed. We have no standing here. So if somebody would like to make a motion to sign the quitclaim deed back to beginning with.
Chandler Brook Properties LLC.
I'll entertain that motion.
I will move that we sign the quitclaim deed, map 8, lot 23, over to Chandler Brook Properties LLC.
I second.
Been moved and seconded to sign the municipal quitclaim deed over to Chandler Brook Properties LLC. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, motion carries. I'm not quite sure At the risk of signing the wrong place. You sign that, please, and pass that to Andy. We'll sign that and send it on to the attorney. Next item on the agenda is the RFP for Economic Development Sustainability Committee Water Study.
I will move that we approve the RFP for the Economic Stability and Sustainability Committee.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the RFP for the Economic Development and Sustainability Committee Water Study. Is there any further discussion? Andy, could you just summarize for the audience?
The town planner applied for and got a 75% matching grant or 75% reimbursable grant from the Maine State Drinking Water Program to investigate what our well or the aquifer around our well is capable of. They already have $25,000 set aside to pay for this. And we have included on the, or will include on the warrant, $15,000 to pay up front, of which we'll get $30,000 back on a $40,000 investment.
So it's been moved and seconded to approve the RFP. Any other further discussion? Thank you, Andy. All in favor? Carries. Next item on the agenda, annual town report dedication. I'm going to move that we nominate the Future Facilities Committee to be the subjects of our annual town report dedication.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded to have the Future Facilities Committee be the subject of the annual town report dedication. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. And you know the junior member writes up. All in favor? Good. All right. We moved through there pretty fast. Everyone's still awake? Great. The next item is the rough draft of the warrant review. We have approved dollar amounts, except for the, what does she say here? Sorry, I'm talking to Becky in my head. Everything except for revenue. Great, okay. So, we'll go through it as required by law. If anybody in the crowd has any suggestions, this will be the approval until we get to the end, and then we will get ready for our public hearing. Okay?
Bo Chesney, Lawrence Road, Chair of the Budget Committee. I don't think that the Budget Committee has formally notified the Select Board, but we have voted as a committee to support the budgets that were presented to us in our joint meetings. So that will be part of our record and part of our reporting. So
Thank you, Bo. You're gonna wait, tell us, you're gonna wait and surprise us? We gotta wait and surprise us.
Yeah.
All right, we ready, Andy? Ready, Kate?
Ready?
Article 1, to choose a moderator to preside at said meeting. If you have questions, just speak up, okay? Article 2, to elect by secret ballot the following officers. 1 select board assessor for 3-year term, 1 secretary commissioner for 3-year term. Ordinances. Article 3, shall an ordinance entitled 2024 amendments to the Pownell Solid Waste Collection and Disposal Ordinance be enacted? Any questions about that? Do we understand what's going on?
Yeah.
Says goodbye to it's row. Article 4, shall the town vote to rescind the floodplain management ordinance and any subsequent amendments which was originally enacted at the March 9th special town meeting? That's for Article 5, shall an ordinance entitled 2024 floodplain management ordinance for the town of Pownell enacted June 17th, 2024, and effective June 20th, 2024, being enacted. Set. Article 6, shall an ordinance entitled 2024 amendments to the town of Pownell Land Use and Zoning Ordinance Section 400 definitions be enacted? Do we know? Have we seen? We saw those yet last week, the definitions
Yes, I have seen them.
included LD 2003. Questions? No? All right, Article 8. Shall an ordinance entitled 2024 amendments to the town of Pownell Land Use and Zoning Ordinance Section 600 performance standards be enacted?
I think you skipped 7.
Sorry, Article 7. Shall an ordinance entitled 2024 amendments to the town of Pownell Land Use and Zoning Ordinance Section 504 zoning districts be enacted? No questions? Off we go. Capital improvement articles, Article 9. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $155,000 for the capital projects. Questions? Article 10, to see if the town will vote to transfer and appropriate $300,000 from unassigned fund balance to the capital projects fund. Okay. Article 11, to see if the town will vote to appropriate up to $214,950 from the capital projects fund for the purchase of the following items, or to see what action the town will take. Public safety air packs, 109,519. Communications, 26,312 plus 61,719.
So, you want me to come up there?
Please.
Yeah, we're not spending the 61,719. What, we're not,
We're not, that's not, so Jesse Peters, fire chief, that's 61,000, whatever it is. That's the county spending that money. That's not money that we're spending from the town.
But the town needs to approve accepting
Okay,
the grant policy says the town has to accept it. Or else you can't have it. Okay. So that's why I put it there.
okay.
Separate
it,
or just clarification?
The phrasing there is kind of confusing.
it is,
Okay, so we'll ask,
Because it says plus.
yeah,
so
it should say along with accepting a $61,719 Cumberland.
Communications 26,312. And leave the grant out. Repeater system 17,400.
Yep.
And then Article 11A, we'll have to say, and does the town vote to accept 661? According to our grant. Accepted procedure. Okay, does that clear it up a little better?
Yeah.
And we have to do it, so.
Okay.
Got that, Andy?
I did.
Maybe Becky has a better way of doing that. I'd hate to see that go at the bottom, at the end of the warrant where. Sure.
Doesn't the town have an article at the end of the town meeting every year to accept all grants and funds?
Town does.
Yeah, this is the town.
It's a separate grant that is used on a capital project on a warrant. So. I'll ask Becky, but I don't think so.
So that number, that $61,719. That amount from the Cumberland County grant is not included in the full figure of 214,950, correct? That's, which is the appropriation.
That's another good catch. No, I think it is. Those numbers don't add up without that 61. So we'll have to modify that. Thanks, Kate. So if we subtract, oh boy, it's gonna be. $158, $141. We'll let Becky do that. All right, so asterisk Article 11, okay. Article 12, to see if the town will vote to appropriate up to $268,000 from the capital projects fund for the purchase of the following item, or to see what town action town will take. Public Works Freightliner dump truck 2 replacement, 26800. Andy.
I don't think we can specify the brand of the dump truck because it goes to competitive bid.
I think we're replacing a Freightliner, right?
Right.
Gross Freightliner. Another good catch. All right, budget articles. Are we all set with that, Kate? Okay, budget articles, see if the town will raise and appropriate $11,941 for a part-time IT position. Compensation is $10,920. FICA is $836. Medicare is $158. Earned family medical leave is $27. The Budget Committee recommends to the Select Board $11,941. You all set?
Mhm.
Article 14, to see if the town will raise and appropriate 26,791 for a part-time public works position, compensated 24,500, FICA 1,874, Medicare 355, earned family medical leave $62. Budget Committee recommends to the Select Board 26,791.00. Okay? Article 15, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $552,292 for general government. That is a less than 1% decrease. You okay with that? Those numbers? We vetted those pretty carefully. Part of the decrease is the planning board's severance of the time with North Star. Article 16, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $12,350 for human services. That's zero, that's steady. Article 17, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $48,900 for Mallet Hall. The 21% increase. The Budget Committee recommends the Select Board 48.9. Okay. Article 18, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $184,839 for public safety. Budget Committee recommends to the select board 184,839, so 11% increase. Questions? Next item, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $921,879 for public works. 5% increase, the Budget Committee recommends $921,879. What's that? Article 20, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $153,223 for solid waste. That's an 18% increase. Budget Committee recommends to the Select Board 153,223. Okay. Article 21, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $333,700 for the Pownell Central Water Association. That's a 9% increase.
That's to account for propane
Not
for for a generator.
W.
No.
How long did that work?
A long time.
Or- We're all set with that? Next article, which would be Article 22. See if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $6,000 for cemeteries. Budget Committee recommends 6,000, 20% increase. Andy.
Yep, she doesn't have the article number next.
Article 22 there, I'm not quite sure. We'll be. You'll have to figure it out. You all set with 6,000 for cemeteries?
Yes,
Article 22, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $271,164 for debt service and other obligations. That's 3% decrease. Budget Committee recommends $271,164. Is that okay? Perfect. Article 23, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $500 for the Recreation Committee Enterprise Fund. Budget Committee recommends that. Okay. Article 24, to see if the town will appropriate up to $11,200 from the Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Funds, AKA American Rescue Plan, or opera funds received by the town from the federal government for the following projects: backup generator for the North Station Fire Department to run the repeater tower. Select Board recommends approval. Are we still onto that? Article 25, to see if the town will appropriate up to $60,000 from the Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Funds, AKA American Rescue Plan or opera funds, received by the town for federal government for the following project: renovating 2 rooms in Mallet Hall for additional office space. You'll still be okay with that. Article 26, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $15,000 for the Economic Development and Sustainability Committee to investigate water capacity in the village district as part of the work charged to the committee. Okay. Article 27 is a placeholder for the Future Facilities Committee. They do not have a request. Andy?
I'm gonna ask Bo. Do you think there's any feasible way that we're gonna continue this year? If so, what? What your read is?
Good, you're getting your steps in.
Yes.
Good, you're getting your steps in.
It is. I was a little low on them today. I think that as we reported to the select board, there's some fundamental decisions that need to be made and what that next step is. And until we know what that next step may be, it's very difficult to recommend specific money But I would certainly recommend that the process continue forward. But it's, unless the select board wants to put some money in there to help the process continue. There may be the opportunity for some grants. If that can be done in-house, great. If not, then maybe we need to be talking to a outside grant writer.
Thank you. So I'm going to
Susan, do
recommend,
you have any other?
Well, I was gonna make a recommendation.
I just threw you a softball and you just tossed it off the boat.
Really? And I teed it up nicely. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. O'Brien.
I'm gonna recommend that we allocate $50,000 from undesignated fund balance to fund potential. That way, we're not raising it from taxation where if we don't use it, great. If we don't, it stays right in the undesignated fund balance.
So this would be as we move forward on the Future Facilities Committee, which will present and ride off from the sunset, there will be a second chapter in this process. And without any funding, that second chapter, that second committee, that second group will not have, there'll be a lot of discussion about design and location perhaps.
I can't speak for the committee, obviously, but I think that would be a good idea because it occurs to me that, we're waiting for the final report from our consultants, which we won't have, possibly even before town meeting at this point. We're waiting for the site assessment, and that may turn up something that warrants additional work that we have to do with that, regarding that particular site or something that would be very helpful to have a meaningful amount of money available.
So just for clarification, is there, I believe there was some discussion in our workshop about there being $11,000 or so left over. Is that not?
At this point, there is roughly 11,000, I think, left over unspent from what was authorized. Would that automatically be carried forward?
No.
It would
because
not
we-
unless we had a
Because we
specific
are not
contract.
in a contract with anyone, we can't carry it forward.
Right,
So that will go back to undesignated fund balance.
that's a good point, yeah.
So Mr. O'Brien has moved that we fund Article 27. I'm not quite sure how that article will be read.
And up to $50,000 from undesignated fund balance
But it will no longer be.
for fire rescue and public works facility investigation or
How about for exploration of site and design draft?
okay, yep,
Is that okay with you? Sorry, what was that? Exploration of site and design draft, just to give it some specificity. I don't think we'll be doing anything else.
and potential grant writing. Yeah,
That would be fine.
yeah.
Did we second that?
I second that.
All right, any further discussion? Favor? Process moves onward. Article 28, to see if the town will vote to accept and apply $737,380 of the following property tax revenues to reduce the total amount authorized to be raised by taxation. See if the town will authorize the select board and town treasurer to accept any additional revenues of funds, expend any other revenue from the state, federal, local, private sources for the support of the town that may be used to reduce the amount required to raise by taxation. Now, we need to vote to approve this number. Becky's best guess.
I will move that we accept Article 28 as written. That we will accept for the warrant the amount of $737,380 of non-property tax revenues.
I second.
Seconded to accept Article 28 with a dollar amount of $737,380. Any discussion? On favor? Motion carries. Business Article 29. To see if the town will vote to appropriate up to $12,560 from the dedicated impact fee open space fund for surveying town-owned land. This is the Sweets Road map for lot 20. Select board recommends approval. You okay? Article 30, to see if the town will vote to appropriate up to $15,000 from dedicated impact fee recreation fund for assessment of all town-owned parcels through contracted services. Remember, did we decide to strike that? Because it would be inconsistent with the conservation easement.
I believe that is correct.
So that was voted on last hearing to strike. All right, Article 31, to see if the town will vote to transfer and appropriate up to $300,000 from the unassigned fund balance to minimize the tax mill rate increase. Select board recommends approval. We've looked at the figures and we have that, so any discussion, bless you. Any discussion about that? The RSU 5 has just come in with their figures. 6.1. Article 32, to see if the town will vote to transfer and appropriate funds remaining in the Pownell Center Water Association at the end of fiscal year 25 to the Pownell Center Water Association Reserve Fund. Okay with that? Out of that last year. Article 33, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to explore acquiring from the town, acquiring the hall from the North Pownell Community Club located at 857 Lawrence for use as a town building for $1, or to see what action the town will take. So this is, we got to be careful with the wording because we're just asking the town for approval to explore acquiring the building. So I'm not sure. Guess we include the dollar. Any questions about that at all? That's just an exploratory.
What will the exploration involve?
Well, the building is located on town property right now as speak, and non-conforming, has fairly impressive maintenance list, has no water, has no septic. It's positive is that it's a historic building and could use it for historical society or recreation. The transfer will have to be worked out legally. I'm not sure, whether the town can enter into a buy-sell agreement with Norton Profit, so. But we do need, I think we need town meeting approval to begin the process. I wouldn't want to do that behind the town meeting back. Andy, you okay?
I'm good with it.
Article 34, to see if the town will enter into an easement agreement with Royal River Land Trust for property located on Elmwood Road, map 9, lot 43. See what action the town will take. Doesn't exist with that. Okay with that? Good. Article 35, written ballot, to see if the town will vote to exceed property tax levy limit established for the town, founded by the state in the event that the municipal budget approved under the preceding articles result in tax commitment is greater than the property tax levy limit. We've never done that. State laws. And Article 36, to see if the town will vote to set September 15th, 2024, December 15th, 2024, March 15th, 2025, and June 15th, 2025 as the dates on which 1/4 of taxes shall be due and payable and to charge interest at the rate of 8.5%. Reviewed on a daily basis on any portion of the installment due and rain due. Okay with that? See if the town will permit the tax collector or designate to waive unintentional tax interest payments shortage in amount not to exceed $5. 3, to see if the town will vote to authorize the tax collector to accept payment of real estate property taxes not yet due or assessed pursuant to 36 MRSA. Section 506, the town does not apply interest in such collections. Okay with that? Housekeeping. Article 37, to see if the town will vote to set 4.25 as a rate to be paid by the town on abated taxes pursuant to 36 MSRA, section 506A, and to authorize such interest paid or abatements granted to be appropriated from overlay funds. Okay? Article 38, to see if the town will vote to authorize select board to transfer no more than 3% of town's budgeted expenditures between budget line items within an individual department, provided that the town's total budget expenditures does not be increased. Article 39, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to transfer any unexpended funds to carry forward accounts within departments to complete projects from the previous fiscal year. Next year. Article 40, to see if the town will authorize the select board and town treasurer on behalf of the town to rent, sell, or otherwise dispose of any parcel or real estate or any portion thereof acquired by the town between June 1st, 2023 and June 30th, 2024 for non-payment of taxes thereon on such terms as they deem advisable. Andy?
I'm gonna move that we strike that this year until the state gets their act together and figures out how they want to proceed with tax acquired property.
So right now, the state has said that our policy of acquiring real estate, tax acquired or otherwise, is illegal, and they are rewriting an ordinance that is yet to be delivered. So Mr. O'Brien has suggested that, and our attorney has suggested that we do not have a warrant item which would be illegal. Probably makes sense. Not quite sure what we'll do if any tax acquired. I guess we'll just continue to extend the lien. That would have to be really.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, we're not the only town that's in this boat.
It would just be for any property acquired this year. We're just suspending the policy for this year since the policies in the past, the policy now is invalid. So we can't, if there were to be a property with a lien on it that was due, we could not, using our current policy, acquire that property legally. The state no longer has a policy or law or provision to acquire. Is it only acquire or is it
Both.
only for this year, only for property acquired this year?
During the 24-25 tax year.
So the article, Shane, says to see if the town will authorize the select board and the town treasurer on behalf of the town to rent, sell, or otherwise dispose of any parcel or real estate or any portion thereof acquired by the town of Pownell between July 1st, 2023 and July 30th, 2024 for non-payment of taxes thereon or such terms as they deem. Since our current policy is not in accordance with the state, we will not be able to acquire any property for non-payment of taxes. We'll have to extend the liens out. So the liens will still be carried. We just don't have the methodology to acquire the property. We all set with that? We could really. All right, 41, to see if the town will vote to authorize select board and the town treasurer on behalf of the town to accept any gifts, unanticipated donations of pass-through funds may be provided by individuals, business associations, charitable groups, or other organizations which have not been listed in any of the previous articles. Do you all accept with that? Okay, this is the one that Chief Peters was talking about. To see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to seek, accept, and disperse grant funds from private, state, federal agencies for the purpose so designated in each specific grant. So I'll have to ask Becky for clarification, but I think it won't be.
I think this may cover it because it's for the purpose so designated, and that grant is specifically for communications equipment.
I agree with you. But we can ask Becky.
All right, Article 43, to see if the town will vote to allocate funds received from the registration of snowmobiles to the Rocky Coast Riders, Tri-Town Penguins, and the snowmobile trails which are open to the general public without charge, for snowmobile purposes, and any other uses that may be authorized by the property owner. Right?
I worked hard to get the wording for that 3 years ago.
So we were talking about, taking the meeting and then ending the meeting and having a straw vote. Can anyone recall? That discussion?
I do, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I'd have to go back and look at the minutes.
Anybody in the audience that has any idea what that was?
I don't think so.
Well, we can discuss that when Becky. It's not, we don't need to vote on that. We can surprise the town meeting with that, I think. Because it would just be, as I recall, it was information gathering. Okay. 67 here. That ends our new business. Is there any other new business?
I have none.
Is there any old business? Oh, I'm sorry.
you address the last one on the new business select board annual town report?
Yes, didn't we? Yes, I'm sorry, we did that. Andy, did we address that on? Are you writing the annual town report?
I will.
So- Andy and I talked about it.
It was on the agenda. so-
I understand. Thank you. Thank you. Any old business? Um, Correspondence?
I had a couple of calls Saturday from Holland Range Road that did not get their trash picked up.
We should respond that there is an app.
Mm-hmm. I did. I said, there's an app and you can call Casella directly if you'd like.
Right.
No hands over there. All right, I had a number of phone calls. You can imagine. Storm related, trash related. I don't think we need to go into that detail. There was a report of a moose on the Durham Road, but it was in the town of New Gloucester. So I referred that to New Gloucester. All right, seeing no other business, oh, what? You want to talk about the moose in New Gloucester?
You can take care of the skunk, but, yeah, I just want to make sure that you folks had seen the alert regarding the congressional directed spending seminar
I did.
or information from our illustrious Senator King's office. So, okay.
Kathy?
I was just noticing when we came up tonight, the Hearst House, does that belong to the town? Or there's a big, large branch over the roof of that. I don't know if anyone knows it, but
I think it's on the to-do list as soon as the road crew recovers. I think they're getting a little rest. Man,
Matt, well, just want to clarify when the public hearings are coming up. for
Sure.
Stuff.
the 22nd for the credit enhancement agreement with the Estabrooks, and the 28th for, the warrant conservation easement. And
28th or 29th.
sorry, let me just see, 29, my mistake. That's a 6 o'clock. Any other thoughts out there?
No, looking at that quitclaim deed, we're probably gonna have to come in and sign because that says draft on it, so.
Just wanted to sign it. So I am going to move that we enter executive session for MRSA 1 personnel. Thank you very much for attending. Andy, would you put the trigger on that?
Yep.
Thank you, Alan, for the clarification. Thank you.
Night.